Hey everybody, this is week 5 of Old Testament Survey. Welcome and hope you're all well. So, what I want to do here is simply go over what is due this week, briefly talk about last week, and have you go from there. As you see in this class, I don't know if you're talking to others that may be taking reading Old Testament, but that class is much more complex in terms of the number of assignments and things like that. You guys, it's a little bit more straightforward with what you're doing and with what the assignments are and that sort of thing. So going back even to last week, week 4, you had your quiz that you guys did fine on overall. Maybe it was my brilliant little study tips. I don't know, but the quiz you guys did fine. The as usual, if you're doing the reading reports, there was no discussion board last week, so it was really just you guys preparing for the quiz, which hopefully that's what you guys did and why you guys did pretty well, on the historical books. And then this week, really, you've got the discussion board and more reading, but that's also about it. You're going to start getting into the poetic books and the key theological themes associated with those, as well as points of Old Testament survey related to Old Testament poetry. How do you like that as a key objective? So, related to this discussion board, let me just get into it because that's the main thrust of your actual assignment this week. So in his 1977 article in Tyndale, Henri Blocher, who is French, so that was my British accent saying a French name, he poses the following question: was it, talking about Israelite wisdom, only practical? So was the Israelite wisdom only practical? So when we read the poetic genre in Scripture, was it really only meant to be practical? Was it restricted to primarily just counseling for life management, laws of success, and rules of behavior? Or was there some sort of other theoretical or theological element that interferes or that was involved in some way? How would you answer this question? Was wisdom strictly practical, or did it have some sort of theoretical or theological basis? Meaning, was God involved? Was their view and understanding of God somehow involved in the way they looked at wisdom and the wisdom literature genre and that sort of thing? Why do you think so? Now, if you would like to look at this article, it is right here. I'm going to post it for you in the link, and so you can literally go to it to this website and read the article. It's about the equivalent of what a chapter would look like in a book. So really good article, and that'll really help you if you're completely lost. And that's about it. Oh, you want to say hi, Finn? Hi, I'm making a video, pal. So can you wait 1 minute? Uh-huh. Thank you for saying hi. This is the beauty of having a home office, or not having a home office and working in your master bedroom, so that your children can come in and say hello. So that was my son Finn. For those of you who have never met him. So yeah, that's the assignment. That's the article if you want to reference it. But essentially, that was just a question posed um, based on something he had. I don't believe we actually assigned that reading for this week. You're supposed to be able to answer a question like that based on your other reading this week. But if you want to go back directly to Henri Blocher's article, feel free to do so, and that can be very helpful. And he certainly defines his own terms and what he's what exactly the questions he's posing and why, where they coming from. So I think it's awfully helpful as well. You'll notice that people can use biblical poetry, or sorry, sometimes it's poetry, the wisdom literature, such as Proverbs and even the Psalms and that sort of thing, and they can just make some very interesting assumptions about what it's saying and what it's not saying, and understanding a bit more of the contextual dynamics that are going on with the wisdom literature is very helpful. Um, and also understanding the understanding of who God is and what He's like, which was ingrained in the minds of the Jewish audience, and how that is meant to be part of the interpretation process for the wisdom literature, um, is a big deal, because ultimately, a lot of people try to sum up the Christian faith uh, or even the Jewish faith, and it's just about living morally. And all major world religions have the same moral code. And one, I would say that human beings do share a moral code. It's called uh, being in the created order. And if we're all in the created order, meaning that there's a creator who created all of mankind and we're all made in his image, that means that there should be something ingrained in all of us, regardless of our culture and regardless of our faith, that ties us back to our creator. Meaning that so many times what we're tapping into isn't just that this isn't really about faith, it's about all of us living in this human code of existence and love. Those things are all rooted in the Father. They're all rooted in our Creator, and really what it's tapping into is this deep-rooted desire to know the Father. I believe that's why the disciples got to the end of Jesus' ministry. They realized he's going away. This is in the end of John particularly. And they've seen all the signs and wonders. They've done the signs and wonders. They've seen the most exciting stuff that anyone who's ever lived has ever seen. They've been literally discipled by God himself through the person of Jesus Christ. And their question to him at the end is, show us the Father. That's still the burning desire in their hearts. All this isn't worthwhile if we don't even know who the Father is. And they still needed that ultimate connection to the Father. And of course, Jesus reprimands them, saying, if you've seen me, you have seen the Father. You don't even realize what's right in front of you. And but he doesn't say that it's the wrong question. He says that you're missing the answer to the question that burns within you. So all that to say, tying this back to the wisdom lit, ask the question. So what's the difference? Is there a theological element embedded in Israelite wisdom literature? Because that's what we're studying. That's the question. Have fun. Let me know if you need anything, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.